What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to be talking about simultaneous equations, one of my favorite equations, simultaneous equations. So let's quickly dive in. So what are simultaneous equations first of all? So we have two different equations, but the values of x, the values of the unknowns, usually x and y, are the same. So the value of y here and the value of y here, they're the same. The value of x in this equation and the value of x in this equation, they're the same. So we're not looking for lots of numbers. We're looking for one value of x and then one value of y. So we can see x has the same value in both equations. X and y occur in two different equations simultaneously. So we have simultaneous equations. So how do we solve simultaneous equations? We have two common methods, substitution and elimination. So I like to say, now for substitution, I want to focus more on substitution. Let's try to master one method before we go to elimination. So let's try to master substitution. So what's the idea behind substitution? It's very simple. Make a variable. So when you say a variable, it can be x or y. Make a variable the subject of one equation and then replace it in the other equation. So what am I saying? So we have, let me try. And we have these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. So what can I do now? I can say, okay, here in equation 2, I can say, now we have 2x plus y equals 7. I can make y the subject of this equation by saying y equals, I take this here, so I have 7 minus 2x. So I've made y the subject of this equation, of equation 2. So what can I do? I can replace the value of y here. Okay, I can replace it in the other equation, which is equation 1. So I can say 2. So what's y? 7 minus 2x minus x equals 10. So let's open the bracket. 2 times 7, 14. 2 times 2, so we have the minus. 4x equals 10. So we have, oh, and then we still have this minus x, sorry. Let's not forget that. So 14 minus 4x minus x equals 10. So we can see now anytime you have minus, like example minus 4 minus 1, we just add the two values together and then keep the minus. So we have minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5. If we have minus 2 minus 9, add the two values together and then keep the minus. So minus 2 minus 9 is simply keep the minus. 2 plus 9 minus 11. Minus 16 minus 5. 16 plus 5 is 21, right? We just keep the minus. So minus 4x minus x, that will be 14 minus 5x equals 10. And then we have minus 5x equals 10 minus 14, because whenever you bring a value to the other side of the equal sign, the sign changes, just like when you're in your country and then you go on another country, you become a foreigner. Okay, it's just kind of the same thing. So the value changes. So when you cross the equals to sign, it becomes minus. So then 10 minus 14, we have minus 5x equals minus 4. And then we divide both sides by minus 5. Okay. Because we want x to be alone. We don't want minus x, we want x to be alone. So we divide both sides by minus 5. So the minus is gone. So we have x would give me 4 over 5. Or you can just say 0.8 if you want to put it in decimals. So we know that the value for x now is 4 over 5. That's good. Now, how do we find the value for y? So what we can do, once we've gotten our answer here, we can just put it in the equation. So let's put it in the second one. I think the second one is much easier. So let's see if I have space in the next. No space. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So the equation is still here. So we have x is 4 over 5, right? So let's try this in equation 2. 2 times 4 over 5 plus y is 7. We have 8 over 5 plus y is 7. And then y, we take this to the other side, equals 7 minus 8 over 5. So what do we do here? So once you have a whole number with a fraction, what you just do, put 1 below the whole number. So you have something like 7 over 1. So 8 is the same thing as 8 over 1. 9 is the same thing as 9 over 1. So you just use that idea, and then we have 5 here. 5 divided by 1, that's 5 times 7, 35. 5 divided by 5, that's 1 times 8. That's 8. So we're left with 35 minus 8, and that should give me, what do you call that? 27 over 5. So I should have y is 27 over 5, and x is 4 over 5. Now let's test it, because now that you have your answer, let's test. Okay, we have our answer here, so let's test. So you can see from I made y the subject, I made y, which is the variable, the subject of equation 2, and then I replaced it in the other equation. So let's try it and see if it's correct. So let's try in equation 1. Okay, so let's see 2. What's our y? 27 over 5 minus, what's our x? 4 over 5 equals 10. So let's see if it's really equal to 10. So 2 times 27, that should be somewhere 54, I believe. Yeah, 54. 54 divided by 5 minus 4 over 5. They both have the same denominator, so that's 5. You can just say 50. We can bring the two together and say 54 minus 4 over 5. And then 54 minus 4 is 50. 50 divided by 5 is 10. So it means our values are correct. So x is actually 4 over 5, and y is 27 over 5. Okay, so we have fractions. It might be a bit confusing, but let's continue. Okay. Now let's move. Let's try some other exercises. I'm sorry about my voice. Now we have 4x plus 3y equals 5. 2x minus 5y equals 9. So in these situations now, we can't just make, we don't have a situation where x or y are standing on their own. They all have coefficients. So this one, y has 5 and x has 4 here and here. So let's just pick any equation. So let's say equation 2. So I would like to make x the subject of my equation. So I have 2x minus 5y equals 9. So I can take it and say 2x equals 9. I take this, the minus changes to plus 5y. And then since x still has a coefficient, I have to divide both sides by 2. So I have divided by 2. So I have x equals 9 plus 5y over 2. So let's not get confused. So it's always best to write your answers down so that you don't forget. 9 plus 5y over 2. Now let's replace it with the value for x in equation 1. So equation 1 is 4x plus 3y. So we have 4. What's the value of x? 9 plus 5y over 2 plus 3y equals 5. So we can see 2 here goes 2, so 2 goes here. So we're left with 2. Now let's open the bracket. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 2 times 5 is 10 plus 10y plus 3y equals 5. Okay, let me just put a place here so we can continue. 18 plus 13y equals 5. 13y equals 5 minus 18. So we can say 13y equals minus 13. Okay, now we can divide both sides by 13. Oh, it's wrong, sorry. Let me test something wrong with my pen. Okay, it's working now. Divide both sides by 13, and we're left with y equals minus 1. So we have minus anything, like we have minus a over a, it's always minus 1. Minus 2 over 2 is minus 1. Okay, So if we have minus at the top and no sign at the bottom, it's always minus. And even if you have something like 1 divided by, let's say, 5 divided by minus 5, it's still going to be minus 1. So either way, but if you have 5 over 5, that's just 1. So we have y is minus 1. Cool. Okay. Now, let me see if I put space here. Yes, I put space. Now, y is minus 1. That's awesome. Okay. Now, let's try to find the value of x. So let's try the second one. 2x minus 5, y equals 9. 2x minus 5, y equals 9. Y is minus 1. So this is going to get interesting. 2x minus 5. What's the value of y? Minus 1. Equals 9. Now, the value of y is minus 1. So, because this is minus and this is minus, minus multiplied by minus gives you plus. So we have 2x plus 5 equals 9. 2x equals 9. 5 goes to the other side, minus 5. 2x is 9 minus 5, which is 4. Then divide both sides by 2. And we have x is just 2. So you can see we had something that was a bit confusing at the beginning, 9 plus 5y over 2. But now our values are quite simple. X is 2 and y is minus 1. So let's test it. Since we've used the second equation, let's now test it in the first one. X is 2, y is minus 1. 4 times 2, that's 8. 3 times minus 1, that's minus 3. So 8 minus 3 gives us 5. So our answer is correct. Okay, our answers, x and y are correct. Now you guys can try this one. You can try this exercise. Maybe I'll put the answer at the end of the video. But just try this one, practice just the way I did it here. And let's test some other scenarios. Now what if x and y are not on the same side? We're all used to having x and y. Let's x plus y equals 1. 2x plus y equals 7. Something like that. Okay, but what if x and y are not on the same side? A lot of people get confused when they see that x and y are not on the same side. So what you can just do, bring them together. It's quite simple. So here we have 3x plus 23 equals y. So what we can do, you can just bring them together first so that you don't get confused. Okay, you can say, okay, 23 equals y minus 3x. Okay, you can bring them together. And then here also we have 2x equals 8 minus 3y. What you can do, bring this over here. So we have 2x plus 3y equals 8. Or you can just, get your answer quickly. We already know that y, this is equal to y. So we can simply put it here. So we have 2x equals 8 minus 3. What's the value of y? 3x plus 23. So we have 2x equals 8 minus, so let's open the bracket, 3 times 3, 9x, minus 10 plus, we still have minus, once you open the bracket, 3 times 23, that should be 69. Okay, so let's start calculating. So we have 2x equals 8 minus 9x minus 69. So let's bring the 9 here. So we have 2x plus 9x equals 8 minus 69. 11x. Okay, 11x. And 8 minus 69, that should be minus 61, right? 8 minus 69 should be minus 61. Should be minus 61. Oh, so our values are still confusing, but now divide both sides by 11. So we have x is minus 61 over 11. By the way, I actually got these questions from the internet, so I'm sorry if they're a bit confusing, but I hope you're understanding what's happening right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we've established the fact that x is minus 61 over 11. So let's try and find the value of y. Okay, no, I saw this. Okay, I didn't put a space there, so let's put it here. So we know that 3 minus 61 over 11 plus 23 plus 23 equals y. Okay, well, let's open the bracket. Minus 61 times 3, that should be 3. 6 times 3 is 18, so minus 183 over 11 plus 23 equals y. So we have 23 over 1 here, 11 minus 183. Okay, so what's 23 minus 23? Now 11 divided by 1 is 11. 11 times 23, so I don't have a calculator here, so let's just do it manually how I usually do it. So I have 23, 11, so that's 23 here, 23 here, 3, 5, 2, 253. Cool. So we have 253 minus 183 over 11, so that should give me a 0 here. 25 minus 18, that should be 70. So we have 70 over 11. So that's the value of y. So we have minus 61 over 11 as x here, and we have 70 over 11 as y. The values are a bit, they're in fractions, they seem confusing, but I really hope you get the idea. If you don't, just try to follow the video again, and I'm still going to put out more videos to explain different scenarios. Now let's try. Let's see if we're actually correct. Okay, let's see if we're actually correct. Now let's try it here. 2x. What's the value of x? So we have, let's put it here. I don't have space in the other side. Okay, we can just do this as an, you can just do this as an exercise. So let's see, 2x equals 8 minus 3y. So we established the fact that x was minus 61 over 11. So 2 times minus 61 over 11. Okay, that's we're gonna get minus 122 over 11. So 2x is minus 122 over 11. So let's check the value of 8 minus 3y. So 8 minus the value of 3, and y is 70 over 11 if I remember. So we have 8 minus 3 times 70, that's 210 over 11. Again, so we have 8 over 1. 11 divided by 8, 11 divided by 1 is 11 times 8, 88. 11 divided by 11, that's 1, minus 210. And what's the value of 88 minus 210? So we're going to get minus 1, 2, 2. Interesting. So our value is minus 1 to 2. So we've been able to confirm that our answer is in fact correct, or our answers are in fact correct. 88 minus 210 is minus 122, and we checked it. So 2x equals minus 38y, so our answers are correct. X is minus 61 over 11, and y is 70 over 11. Yeah, fractions, but yeah, you would find these in exams, so it's always good to get used to seeing fractions in simultaneous equations. Most people prefer just regular numbers, but sometimes, especially in big serious exams, you might see fractions, so it's always good to be prepared. Now let's see, I think I put a space here. So I think you guys can practice this one. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any questions, just let me know. If there are any areas that are bothering you, just let me know in the comment section. Or if you have a particular topic that's bothering you, just let me know and I'll be there to help you. I have a lot of free time right now. So I think, yes. Now, what if we have something like x squared minus y equals 14 and 2y minus 4 equals 12? So that's going to be for another video. So I just want to put that up. There are going to be simultaneous equations where you have the numbers are squared. So I just want to introduce that. And then how about elimination? I'm also going to talk about that in the next video. So just master. I want you guys to master substitution first. Okay. You don't have to be a jack of all trades. Master one particular method first before you move on to the next, so that you're not getting confused. Which one do I use? Just master one, and then from different scenarios, you can actually decide which one to use. So master substitution, and then we're going to talk about elimination in the next video, I promise. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. 24/7. So thank you, and I think we can stop here for now. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. What's the time? Bye.